Hey guys, it's Rafa, and today it's just me.
No, it's not.
Hey guys, it's Rafa,
It's Noah.
and welcome back to the Honeybee Chronicles, episode number 7? I think it's number 7. So, yeah, it's been a little bit since our last episode. We'll get more into that in a little bit, but if you're new, welcome. This is a podcast about mostly knitting, dyeing yarn, and other fibery goodness. We are coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona, where it's not hot as hell for once. It's probably in like the mid 80s, right? Mid 80s to high 70s, and it's beautiful outside. I've needed a hoodie a couple times already, which I'm not proud to admit. Yeah, the building at work is really cold. So like inside, like it's cold. And in the shade, it actually gets really cold. Surprisingly enough, it's been getting really cold. But, yeah, so where do we even start? To anyone who's new, like I said, thank you for coming. To anyone who's returning, thank you so much for coming back. It means the world to me and to Noah. We love talking to you guys, and yeah. So, what I kind of want to break this up into like sections a little bit more than I usually do, so we don't just ramble on, because I have a lot to talk about. I have a lot to show you guys. So I think we're gonna get started with finished objects, and then we'll go into whips, stash enhancement, some general blabber, whatever you want to call it. And then finish off with a little bit of channel news that I have kind of brewing. So I guess let's just get started. So the first finished object that I have, these were a test knit, actually, from Miss Caitlin Hunter, Boylan Knits, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, Caitlin. I always get confused. I know Boylan is the beginning part. It's either Boylan Knits or Boylan Knitting Company or something like that. But Caitlin Hunter is the designer's name, and these are the Oulu Mits. So there's some color work, some, I don't know what it's called, but ribbing in 2 different colors, which I've never done before. And I was on an airplane when I did the first one, so I didn't really have anything to, like, follow. But I just kind of figured it out, how to make it look how it was supposed to look by the picture, which was really cool. So I knit these out of, the gray is Madeline Tosh. I think it's actually an MCN base. Charcoal is the color. I don't know the base. I bought it at Personal Threads Boutique in Omaha when I did my huge yarn splurge, and the label went missing because he wrapped it because the skein was loose and I didn't know how to tie the skeins back then. And so So I don't have a name, but it's that, and then the variegated color is Hedgehog Fibers Monarch in their Aran base, I believe. And then the tan is, I think it's Patent. I got it at Joann's, like it's not expensive yarn, but it is 100% wool. So there's that. This one was the first one, this one was the second one. The first one took so much longer than the second one. I think I like figured it out. Super quick knit. With that being said, I want to say I did the second one in less than 24 hours, and I was in Hawaii doing a lot of stuff, so it wasn't like it was the only thing I did. I love them. I think they're beautiful. I think that they're a super fun, quick knit. They don't fit me very well. I did the size large, which is what Caitlin asked me to do. Oh. I can squeeze them on. As you can see, they're going on slowly but surely. I'm not going to go further. You can kind of see the design better, I think. But they're nice. They're very pretty. They're a gift, so it's perfect. So yeah, I need to weave in the ends because I hate weaving in ends, so I have a million of them to do. But that was my first finished object, which we all know I love test knits, but the pressure of them kind of is what drives me crazy in like the worst way. I was so stressed out that I wasn't going to finish them, and I do color work in the Portuguese style, like I've kind of talked about before, my Portuguese knitting. And what you do basically is instead of having one pinned yarn, you have one on each side and you use both fingers to like flick through. It's not hard at all. It's just cumbersome. And it's not something that you can easily just pick up and do a couple rows, put it down, go on with your life. You have to be willing to spend some time on it because you have to set yourself up, put the yarn in, thread your finger. It just takes a little while. But I love them. I'm so proud of them. I've only ever successfully completed one other color work project, and that was a hat for Mr. Noah over here. And so...
It's very cute, and I love it.
Good. Maybe one day we'll wear it.
You made it for me, like, right before summer.
No, I'm saying here.
Oh.
It was actually in January. Because I made it for you before we moved in here.
Yeah, right before summer.
January is not summer.
Right before summer.
It's January. But... yeah, so that's my first finished object. And my other finished object is my Fleesensee Hat, which I had said that I was going to work on, and I did. I actually did it all in Hawaii. It wasn't airplane knitting at all. I knit this out of my own yarn. This is my Galaxy base.
That's what it
Or not base. Galaxy colorway on an MCN DK weight yarn. I love this hat. We all know how much I love the original hat that I did in the Fleesensee. I love the colors. Super soft and squishy. So yeah, I did that. Another thing I was going to talk about, before I forget, I'll just say it now. So if we remember the yellow hat that I discussed a while back, an Andrea Mowry pattern, I reblocked it last night. I was Googling methods to block out hats because we were watching a show on Netflix that I want to watch that was boring. I couldn't get into it, so I just started Googling things.
And then after you fell asleep, it picked up.
Did it?
Yeah.
So I need to rewatch it?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. So
the guy, like, went to, like, the front lines and stuff, and that's when really, like, big things started happening.
Shit went down.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
We'll talk about that later. So this is the Drift hat by Andrea Mowry. I've talked about it before. I reblocked it, and it actually fits now. Who would have thunk it? So you
I
can
can't
tell.
help but kind of laugh at that because you were the one that told me, yeah, I've heard it takes a couple episodes for it to pick up.
Yeah, you know. So this hat, I ended up... No, I just fell asleep. So this hat, I have a little bit of slouch in it. It actually fits now, and I love it. And I'm so glad that I was able to fix it. I was actually going to give it as my present, but then I reblocked it. I was like, nope, that's mine. This is I'm leaving my side.
Mm-hmm. You finally got your yellow hat.
I know. And I have my other one, but this one's like yellow.
I know.
So, yeah. So this one is... I'm going to call this a finished object because it's finally, like, really blocked and perfect. So, yeah. I guess I'll keep it on for a while. We'll see. I had it on at first because my hair's kind of messed up from the day of working in life. And then it was hot. It got super hot super quick. Oh, you can see our chair. Hi, chair. Go away. You have no way to go away, but go away.
You can't really make out anything that's on it, though.
Sure. Then you say that so everyone will know that there's stuff on it.
Well, yeah. Where do you guys think he's grabbing all this stuff from?
It's not on the chair, actually.
I know you've been grabbing it from over there.
Yeah.
It's all over there.
Let's show that just for fun later.
What?
Our new project.
I know.
That'll be fun. So, sorry. So those are my finished objects. Noah doesn't have any.
Yeah.
I don't think Noah even worked on his swatch thing while I was gone. So it's been weeks, but whatever. He's more here as fun, company.
And I've been super excited because my sister's coming in tomorrow. 6 years now. And
She's finally visiting.
Finally visiting.
She's the first, like, family member to come visit. Like, well, I guess, okay, that's a lie. She's the first immediate family member to come visit.
True.
Because his aunt and uncle come every year. We see them around Christmas time. And your grandma's come, hasn't she?
Yep.
So you've seen both of them?
No, just one of them.
Oh. Madame Dina.
Mm-hmm.
She's come. But Amy is going to be the first, like, actual, like... And she's going to stay with us, and we have so many things planned. And maybe I'll vlog it. That would be fun.
Yeah.
At least part of it. So, yeah. So he's been looking forward to that, which isn't really a reason for him to not be knitting.
Yes, it is.
But, you know. So, anyway. So I guess we'll move on to works in progress. So I didn't work on the exploration station at all. I think I need to rip back the brioche section and just do it from the beginning again. I got kind of confused, I think, as to where I was and everything, and I know I need to do it. I know that I can do it. I know it's going to be a pain in the ass to do it, but we'll figure it out. So that's sitting there in limbo. I haven't touched it. I did, however, figure out where I messed up on the Condor mystery knit along, the sort of a knitter mystery knit along, and I got a lot further.
I didn't realize you found where you screwed up on
Yep,
that one.
I figured it out. So I have a progress keeper so you guys can see. So this is where I was. Okay. Cooperate, please. I freaking hate this. So much yarn.
All the different colors floating off of it.
Yeah. Well, and then like there's like two pieces working at the same time, but whatever. Okay, so please don't fall off. No, you didn't. So this is where I was before. This is where I am now. God, I love this thing. I think it is so pretty. So it has a really cool construction style. I'm actually working on the second half of the really cool part. So you can see on this side, it like has this like really like large section. So that like you do short rows and then you do the same on the other side but purling. So my bookend knit sisters, I don't think you would like this pattern because there is a lot of purling, but I think it's so pretty. So this is being knit out of Wool and Vine yarns. This one, I believe it's a Sweet Dream base, and the rest are dyed by me, which I'm really proud of. So the blue one is on, I want to say it's on a merino nylon blend. This is a blue face luster. And then you can't see it because I didn't do a very good job of picking contrasting colors for this section. But in my defense, Josh, the designer, when he sent out the second clue, he said, "Oops, I messed up. You need more yarn." And I'm like, shit, because I dyed this myself. So and it was before I started writing down recipes. So I need more of the blue. Well, I don't have more of the blue. I have the one skein, and I'd rather not try to replicate it because it's not going to be the same. And so I was like, no. So instead, I made a different color, and I wanted something more autumnal anyway because I feel like this is with just these colors, it's very summer, which I don't mind, but if you're going to wear this, it's not going to be in the summer. It's too hot. So I made another color, and it is this one. Let's see. What?
I'm just sitting there, like, thinking of you wearing something like that in the summer.
Oh,
I think you were freaking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody would think you're crazy. 120 degrees out with a freaking shawl on.
Yep. Living my life. So I dyed this. This is on an MCN base. I did some orange, some maroon, some like dark brown. I love this thing. I think it's so pretty. But yeah, I haven't worked on it in a little bit. Last week I was like hardcore on it, and then I just I started working on something else, which I'll show next, and that kind of took my attention. But
did you do that though because you screwed up and was trying to figure out where it was, and then was just like, I'll come back to it?
No.
No,
because I actually figured it out that same night. I just counted wrong. I hadn't messed anything up. My count was just wrong. So then I like went through and I like looked. I was like, okay, so no, I worked on this in Hawaii like crazy.
Huh.
This was my car knitting because we drove around a lot on the island of Oahu.
And you couldn't, tell your mom where to drive because she wouldn't believe you.
Yeah. But yeah, so this was what I worked on a lot there. And I've actually been doing this mostly non-Portuguese until the purling section because if bookend knits girls, Marissa, Alicia, try Google Portuguese knitting purling and try it for me, please. Because I have a feeling that if you did that, you wouldn't hate it nearly as much as you do. Because it's quick. It's not nearly as hard as Noah can attest to that. Purling isn't hard.
Yeah, no, I don't feel like it's hard, but I've never learned to knit another way, so...
But is it as easy as the knit stitch?
Yeah.
There. So...
It's just... rather than... I know. I'm not the best at describing
It's okay.
Like, ever.
So, and that's still living in my Simpler Home bag. I love this bag. So I worked on that. And then the other thing that I've been working on, and I'm not going to show the bag yet because it's one of my acquisitions, but I started the Vika pullover from Brooklyn Tweed. I started it, I was flying. It's been going really well. I love this pattern. I think it is beautiful. Look at this. Look at those cables, guys. Oh, and then the moss stitch. I'd never done moss stitch before. It is bae. Moss stitch is bae.
It is very pretty.
And the texture is just beautiful. So, doing that, and then on Sunday we were sitting at a Starbucks for like an hour waiting because I had to go to a wedding, and I messed up a row. I tried to fix it because I didn't think I'd messed up, but I did. And then I started going, and I didn't fix it, and then I fixed it the next morning on Monday, and then at night, last night, I was working on it again, and I realized that I messed up the next row, because I guess I got confused where I was. And I've pulled back like 5 times now. So I'm setting it down. I'll come back to it in the near future, in the next couple of days probably, because I do love that pattern, and it just flies off the needles. Literally flies off the needles. And, and I do have one more, actually. I have one more whip, which I haven't worked on since the airplane. I was working on this on the flight home, and then I fell asleep, and I just slept the rest of the flights, which is strange for me. I've never really slept on planes. But this is the Kennecolt hat by Caitlin Hunter again. This is being knit on an MCN DK. I dyed this color as well. Very pretty. The pattern's very pretty is what I'm talking about.
Did you name that one?
No.
Oh.
It was just an experiment. But I love the colors. So this one...
I like how with knitting it, it's like one side is blue and one side is like the warmer colors.
Right, I know.
I like how it did that.
Pooled. And it has a little bit of cabling you can see. I like this. I haven't worked on it in a little while. I'll come back to it in the near future. I'm on like a fixed circular needle, which I'm not used to. And I hate it. I hate it. It just feels real floppy compared to my other ones, but
I say hi, Belle, so Annie's like, I'm right here.
Uh-huh.
And sits right up.
Well, because she feels like she hasn't been taken care of.
Yeah, I know. She's sleeping on my lap.
Yep. Okay, so this I haven't shown. And I'm not doing stash enhancements quite yet, but I have to show you guys this. I got this at a knitting store in Hawaii. It seems so, like, random, right? Just a row counter. Right? It has a freaking lock on it. I don't know how many times you guys have had where you're knitting along, blah, 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 you put your thing down, goes in the bag, it somehow gets, like, pushed, and you're on a different row, and you're like, that's not the row I was on, but I don't know what row I was on. Happens to me constantly. This has a freaking lock on it. Genius. See, and you can, like, push it, and it doesn't... I mean, if you, like, push it down, you'll mess it up and do it. But isn't that so cool? I didn't even care about the color. But I've been on this thing where, like, anytime I start buying notions, I buy a row counter because I either lose them, Annie eats them, or they're on another project.
She's eaten, like, what, 3 or 4 now?
Yeah, it's awful. So I was like, oh, like, I'll buy it. Then I try it, and I'm like, it locks. I was like, what is that? I was like, oh, no, yes. So, yeah, super excited. And this is living in my Mrs. Brown's bag. This bag, every project that I've ever put in it gets done. It's so weird. I have another bag that has, it's my unicorn bag by Molly Klein Design that I love. Any project I put in it gets frogged. Weird, right?
Universe.
It's weird.
Speaking to you.
Seriously. So, yeah. So those are my works in progress. I guess, actually, what I want to talk about next is like work in progress queued up items that I want to make. Some of them it's more the yarn that I have for them. The other ones it's like actual items. So these are kind of like my goal knitting. I'm not going to say it's a goal because I don't want to put pressure on myself for something that I find fun. I don't think that makes any kind of sense. But, and especially if I'm not test knitting it, you know, there's no one else is benefiting from it. And in this time, I also plan on doing a few gift hats for Christmas and other holiday stuff. But, with that being said, so I have a couple of patterns queued up. I really want to do the, Noah will be right back.
Yep.
So I really want to do the I believe it's the Lockwood cardigan. I don't remember. I'll put a picture of it here if I remember. But it's basically a fingering weight cardigan stockinette, which I'm not excited about because I hate stockinette. But I want to do it. It's a goal of mine to do. So I'm trying to decide between a couple of yarns because I have sweaters quantity in 3 fingering weight because I am sick. There's something wrong with me that I keep buying fingering weight sweater quantity. So this one I actually dyed myself. This is on an MCN base, which I just think would be so cool to be able to have a cashmere sweater. It's super bright. It's kind of blowing out. It has a little bit of mustard striping and a little bit of green, which you can kind of see there. It's very tonal and it's so squishy and so soft. So I kind of want to do it in this, or I bit the bullet, guys, and everyone knows how much I love Fairy Pools by Lolo Did It. It's my favorite yarn of all time. I had her do a sweater's quantity of it. This is it caked up. I'll show you guys this regular skein in a second. It's on the sparkle sock because I love sparkly, which may be super itchy. I don't care. It's pretty. That's what matters. So pretty. I think this is going to look gorgeous. For reference, here is the skein. I was watching the Legacy Knits podcast, and they were talking about doing, like, holding things up longer so you can actually see. So hopefully that's long enough for you guys. So I have a sweater's quantity worth of that, and I really want to make it into a cardigan. Maybe a pullover, but probably a cardigan.
Oh, it's the dryer. Oh. I thought the oven was beeping again. Oh. I was like, what? I just turned it off.
Or the one that I've been planning on making it in by my dear friend, Miss Cat from Cat's Kettle. Old Beach Cruiser. I know. So, I have to figure out which one I'm going to knit it out of. The other two will be sweaters. Maybe the same sweater or a pullover. I was looking at the... you can hear our washer in the back, maybe. It was like... Doon, doo 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 doon, doo 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 doon, doon, doo 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 doon, doo 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 doon.
Yeah, it's a singer.
So...
It doesn't actually pop in the end.
But, as I was saying, I'm thinking of doing the Flax Light by Tin Can Knits. But I was looking at the pattern and I didn't understand how to do it. I'm not good at math, and part of it's like, increase evenly this many stitches. I'm like, how do I know when it's even? And mine, I don't think, like, divides by that way. I don't get how you do that. So, Noah and I will discuss that and see if he can help me with it. But that would be a cool pullover, and I like the little garter detailing on the arm on it. So we'll see. That's a possibility. Other than that, the only other project that I have really queued up right now, I want to finish my Vika. Obviously, I want to finish my mystery knit from the Sword of a Knitter. However, I really am excited about the West Knits Mystery Knit Along, and it starts on Friday. The first glue comes out on Friday. I know I had said about a knit along. Is anyone going to do it? Who's going to do it with me? I'm, like, all in for a knit along. I can think of some prizes, maybe, for it. We can start a chatter group in the, on the group, on Ravelry. I can't think. On the Ravelry group, we can start a chatter thread and maybe even an FO thread. But I got my yarn ready, and I did not buy the kit because I was not quick enough. And I didn't really want to spend that much money on yarn. I know, shocking, because I spend a lot on yarn accoutrements. But what if I don't like the texture of the yarn? What, even though I love hedgehog fiber, what am I saying? I just stopped myself, which I'm proud of myself. And I didn't obsess over when it came out, so I didn't jump in to buy it. So I dyed myself some. I dyed it in fingering weight. Hopefully it's thick enough. I was gonna look. He posted something. Stephen West, the designer, posted something on Instagram. I noticed. I think it was this morning or last night. Of he said that he was getting some skinny singles from Hedgehog Fibers ready for the mystery knit along, and I'm like, those are regular fingering weight. They're not thick fingering weight. They're not. They're not they're not blooming fingering weight, they're regular fingering weight. So I'm like, well, I have that. And someone asked what needle size he was going to use. And I haven't checked the thread again. But I dyed that because that's what I have. And I was going to order sport weight, but it wasn't quite sport weight. It was a little bit smaller. And I couldn't find a base from the distributors that I have that was the right like yardage to 100 grams. So I said, screw it. I'm just going to use what I have. So this is the tentative color palette. It may change. Everything is always subject to change. 1, 2, all 4 of the colors may change. But right now it is these. So I have, and they're all dyed by me. They have names that I don't necessarily remember all of them, I don't think. But this one is Coral Reef. I do remember this one's name.
I made it up.
Yep.
I felt very accomplished for it.
I do remember all of them, actually, in my hand.
Good.
Yes.
Because I can think of the names, I just can't think of which one goes to which.
No, I don't remember this one's name. Or this one. He's gonna grab our little notebook. This one, I love. This is on an MCN. This is Buenas noches, mi amor. Which means good night, my love, if anyone didn't know. There's something really delicate about it that I just love. And it's just so squishy. So pretty. And this is, like I think I said already, on an MCN. So, there's this one. I love this. And then, so those two, so you can see thus far. So they're like the warmer end of the spectrum. And then, this one is, that one. This one is, oh, don't put it up. This one is Seawall at Midnight. I got the name from, and this isn't like this is the yarn I've dyed recently. I decided not to do that. There's a bunch more I dyed, but I'm like, I don't know if you guys want to hear about it, so I don't want to like keep like pushing it. But I got the name from, so in Kauai, which is another island in Hawaii, we stayed at this hotel, and it had its own like beach, and it wasn't like a fancy hotel, but there's just a lot of beach to go around. And they do these seawalls, which I'm sure everyone's seen. I don't know what they're really called, but that's what I call it. And it's just like rocks like put in formation so that the waves break, so that there's like a lagoon, so that you can actually swim in it. And I would look out at it at night from the hotel room, and it was just so like serene. Even though I'm terrified of the ocean at night, I'm still terrified of it. But I just thought of that, and I thought of like the brown was like the rocks, and then the brighter was kind of like with the dark part of the moon hitting, and just that's what I thought of with this one. So there's that one.
That
and then
thing made me think of that YouTube video.
Okay, ladies, now let's get information. Give me a P. Give me an E. Give me a T. T-Y. I'm petty all the time. And then this one I called Spin Cycle. And I called it that because I put it through the spin cycle to see what would happen. And it didn't felt or anything. It's a little bit messed up, but that was even before. But it's just like a very tonal taupe. So these are the colors as of now. Again, all subject to change. But I'm excited about it. So this is for, like I said, the Mystery Knit Along by Stephen West. I think it's called the Building Blocks Mystery Knit Along. Let me know if you guys are going to do it. Let me know if you guys want to do a knit along with me. Let me know what the plan is, because I would love to do something with you all, because I love you guys. I know I don't know you guys, but I like talking to you guys, and I hope you guys like listening to me. So, yeah, that's my other planned item. The only other project that Noah and I have planned right now, which is very random, but I saw Katrina's latest video at the time of recording this, and she had this really neat, like spooky candy dish where she had some caked yarn, and it was like in her back, and it had like a hand holding it, and someone asked on the video, like, where did you buy that? And she said Target a couple of years ago, so I got inspired to go find like Halloween-y, creepy decor. It's not for Halloween for me. It's because I like it. I'm not the biggest Halloween fan in general.
It's not really Halloween, it's more...
No, yeah, there was more clothes, if anything. Which, if you noticed my cup, my best friend gave to me. And it's, yeah, there was more, so it's like my favorite thing in the world. Which I think you all know that by now. But we were at World Market, which if you guys have a World Market near you, yes. If you don't, I'm sorry, because it's like my favorite store. It's both of our favorite stores. And we got a paint your own Halloween sugar skull kit. So it comes with, or it's a piggy bank, I believe. Yeah, it's a Halloween skull head, but it's a Dia de los Muertos sugar skull. So it comes with paint, the thing, and brushes. So we're super excited to do this. We each bought one. So that'll be...
If we're doing acquisitions, you can grab my one new yarn.
The one I did? So this one was the original coral reef, and it came out way redder than was planned.
Like, over-dyed it is what happened.
So I don't know if I renamed it in here yet, but I have the name. I'll be the Harley.
Okay.
I'll be the Harley to your Quinn.
Okay.
Which, no, I don't believe in the Joker and Harley Quinn having the perfect relationship. It's the worst relationship possible, but I still love her. I can't help it. And the color's perfect. And here's Annie. So, I guess we'll just keep going with acquisitions then. So, I'll try to do these in semi-order, I think. But what I'll do next is I'll do Hawaii. Yeah. I'll do Hawaii. Can I give her to you?
I suppose.
So, I have all of it living in a bag I did not get in Hawaii, but I ordered way before off of the Hedgehog Fibers website. It's just a clear bag. So, I went first to a store in Honolulu that I can't remember the name of, because why would I? And they didn't actually have shopping bags. They gave it to me in the Safeway, like a grocery bag, which I thought was funny. But I'll start with, like, notions that I got there, because that's where I bought all the notions. I bought a bunch of 12-inch circulars and 9-inch circulars for sleeves. So I got in 5, in 3, in 2.5 for cast on. They're almost all Haya-Hayas. I got a couple, or they're almost all Addy Turbos, but I got one Haya-Haya. She only had one of the sizes I wanted in a Haya-Haya, I believe. And I have a couple more, like, sploon out everywhere. So I bought that, and then I bought a few skeins of yarn there. I actually bought quite a few skeins of yarn there. Almost all, well, no, not almost all, half alpaca, which is random for me because I never order anything that's not wool. Ooh, one of these is stuck. Okay. So, let's go through this. So, I got 2 skeins of this, which is, it is Aracuania yarns. And it is in the Kine, which is the Mapuche word for one. It's hand-painted extra fine merino wool and mulberry silk blend. It is, here, will you hold it?
Sure.
Because I'm going to read off the back. So it is light, I believe. It's, I think it's sport weight yarn, honestly. But it has a really cool, it's like a single ply, but it reminds me a lot of Kat's link base, I believe she called it. So those like chain yarn, and I was really curious about it, and I haven't ordered from her yet, but I was like, oh, and this feels really, really nice. The silk content is there. It's beautiful, and I love the color. So I got this. I don't know the colorway. I don't know if it says it on here. I don't think it does. I don't see it anywhere. But I got 2 of these, and then I got 1 each of these, and they're both Cascade. Where are they both? No, this one's not. This is Juniper Moon Farm, Harriet Heather's 100% baby alpaca. It is worsted weight. Look at how gorgeous this is. And I wish you could feel it. It is so soft. So I got that. And then I got another one that I thought was by the same company. And then afterwards I realized it wasn't. It's by Cascade, which I'm not the biggest fan of Cascade, if I'm going to be honest. We all know that. But it's this like really pretty heather gray. It's also 100% alpaca. And this store, guys, was so interesting. I don't know if the owner will ever watch this. She probably won't. But thank you for having me in your store. But it was really interesting because the... why is it like that? Do you see this?
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if that happened somehow on the plane.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask questions.
I'm not either. But I'm going to try to untangle it. No, I'm not. So, I'll grab the other one.
Say you better untangle it?
Shut up. So, I have one more to show, but I want to talk about the store first. So the store was really interesting. It was on the 16th floor of this like office building. So weird. It was the size of a supply cabinet. It was literally probably the size of this room that we're in. Tiny. Filled to the brim with yarn. The owner was so sweet. She was so nice, so helpful, so friendly. She made my mom and I feel very welcome there. And I spent a lot of money there, which I kind of not regret at all. But I didn't realize that the store I would go to in Kauai would be so nice, and I probably, I probably would have like restrained myself a little bit more to spend more in Kauai. But it was really, really cool. It was a really cool experience, and we talked about like what yarn they use there, and like what projects she works on and all that, and she asked me what I knit and all that, and it was really cool. And she introduced me to this, which I don't have the label for. But it is 100% sugar cane, which I know is a thing, and I know it's a fairly common yarn, but I'd never heard of it. And feeling it right now, I hate how it feels on my fingers. It feels like needles on a like chalkboard. Like, feel it. It's like a little like a little slit, not a slip, like a little stick to it. But I felt a blocked cowl that she made out of it, and that's why I ended up buying it, because it felt smooth or softer than silk. It was beautiful. So I got 2 skeins of it. One of them is all effed up. The other one's this. It's just a variegated, like brown or black gray, which is very weird for me. It's very not a color I would ever normally buy, but I thought it was very pretty.
Well, because of like just the yarn itself, it looks almost more like a silver in there too. Which
very
is
metallic.
A fairly you color.
Very metallic. So I got that. And then that was all I got. And I got a couple more notions that are everywhere. But then we went to Kauai. We went to Kauai the second week. And I'll talk more about my Hawaii trip towards the end of the episode, I think. And I went to the store, and it was called, I have the bag here, Twisted Turtle Yarn Shop. And I believe it was the owner. It could have been just an employee. It was a guy, and he was so nice. He was super helpful. He told me about a couple of male knitting retreats in Estes Park, and in there's like a I guess there's like a fiber festival right before in Colorado, which I really would like to go to one of these days. But when I was in there, I was looking around, and they had a bunch of hand-dyed yarns that were local to Hawaii, made in Kauai. So this is Hanale hand-dyed yarn. I bought 2 of... Did I buy 2 or 3? 3! They're all by them, I guess. So, this one is the first one.
I don't know if your thing's coming in twisted.
I know. Which is fine, because then I can actually show it better. So... Did you hear that?
It was like a squeak of some sort.
A squeak or a scream, almost.
If it was, I mean, it was distant. If it was a scream.
Hopefully it wasn't lips. Our other cat just learned how to go outside the doggy door by herself today.
She's the one that gets lost.
Yes.
And then freaks out.
So, but she figured her way back out today. Or way back in. So, this is red dirt hibiscus, which I think is so pretty. It's almost self-striping, but I don't know if it self-stripes like when it's caked up. But guys, it's so different. It's like a dark coppery yellowed brown with that bright coral pink. So pretty. I got that. And then I got this one. Oh, and that was a fingering weight. They're both 100% superwash, or no, they're both 80/20 superwash and nylon, superwash merino. This one is Kalalau. Look at this, guys.
That one's my favorite.
Gorgeous. Oh,
Because it's green in it.
and that turquoise is just beautiful. Super soft, super nice quality. Very excited to knit this up. I don't know what it'll be. I don't know what either of them will be yet. And then I got a worsted weight yarn. This is called Pineapple. Look at this. So pretty. So different. We all know I like yellow. So I got that. So that was all the yarn that I bought in Hawaii, which I'm actually proud of myself that I didn't go extra crazy, because I could have. I could have gone a lot crazier than I did.
You could have gone Omaha.
I could have gone Omaha, but I didn't. I couldn't have gotten it home, but I could have done it. Guys, I had so much struggle with bringing the stuff home. It was crazy. So...
Was up there to pack for you.
Yeah, probably. And I had a lot of stuff. I may not have gone yarn.
Because I packed everything for your trip there.
I may not have gone yarn crazy, but I went crazy. So, that was my yarn there. Then I came back to a package from Mrs. Brown's Bags, which we all know I love. And I'm obsessed with the Grocery Girls. I'm sure everyone watching this is.
If you don't watch it,
watch it. Because even my mom, who doesn't knit or who's learning to knit, loves them. She thinks they're so funny. So I got 2 of her 3 skein bags. So the first one is the one that my my Vika is living in, and it is this bag. Look at this, guys. I love this bag. Jody, you just killed it. You slayed everything. It's a stockinette pattern that I think she knit up herself, and then the inside, I don't care as much about the inside. But, oh, I love this. And then I bought this one originally for my mom. That was my intent, so that's why the color will probably make more sense. But when she came, I was like, okay, when we get back from Hawaii, if she's knitting, if she's, showing promise in it, then I'll give it to her. Because, she'll use it. Otherwise, I'm not going to give it to her. She wasn't knitting. She didn't knit the whole trip. Supposedly now she's knitting. We'll see. But I bought this one, which is also very pretty. I don't remember the colorway. This may be PYT, but I could be completely wrong. This one's in a garter stitch pattern. The inside's very pretty, too. So, if Miss Patricia starts knitting, if she gets really into it, then yes, this bag will be hers. Otherwise, it's staying with me for a while. This may hold the mystery knit along for Stephen West. We'll see. So, I have that. And then, I actually ordered this.
I love that one.
The Sunday after I got back, I was watching podcasts, like you do, and I saw the Cat's Kettle podcast, which I keep talking about. And she had this bag, and I died. I literally died. I don't know if this was the exact same style or what, but I saw it, and I needed it, and I bought it. Guys, if you know me, you know that this is, like, perfect. If only it had cats, too. It'd be extra perfect. So, it has, like, a regular black base. It has a variegated yarn, or not yarn, threading on the bottom, like, all the stitching, which I think is so cute. It's drawstring. It's like sock size or hat size is what I'll probably use it for, because let's get real, I don't knit socks. Yeah, I thought it was so cute. And then, it may have been around the same time from when I got back, because it's been a while since I podcasted, and I apologize for that. We'll talk about that more. I ordered these from, I can't remember who, don't hate me. Let me see if it's, oh, perfect, from I Heart You. Yes, go me for keeping it in there. Yes. So you can find them on Etsy, I Heart You, EWEU, by Miss Laura, and she's in Canada, I believe, so it took a while to get here. But guys, these 2 bags slay me in so many ways. This, oh my lord, look at this. I love patchwork bags. I just think they're darling. And this one has the neatest little print and has this gorgeous, like, super duper decorated, like, stag on it. Some flowers. And then it's funny because I hadn't noticed it until right now, but this right here, I used to do that all the time when I was learning how to do some calligraphy. Which, no, I'm not the best at it at all, but I know how to do a little bit. And I love how that symbol looks, so I didn't notice that until right now. And then it has this gorgeous, like, henna or mendi print, which I love as well. It's just the perfect bag for me all around. And it's thick because of the patchwork on it. Oh, I love this bag. And then to go along with it, and I actually thought this bag was going to be bigger. I didn't realize it was an Oceans bag, but I wanted it for an Oceans bag anyway. I bought this. Which is not the same print, but equally as gorgeous with stags on it as well. Oh, God, I live for this bag. So I got this. Super excited. And then my monthly Madeline Tosh came in, which was exciting.
I'm jealous of that color.
This one's really pretty. This one's, I think, is one of the prettiest that I've gotten thus far from it, I want to say. And this is the mid-century colorway. Hopefully, I'm not doing a spoiler for anyone, but look at this. So pretty. This needs to be socks. This needs to be a pair of socks.
Mm-hmm. Be really cute.
So if Noah ever knits socks, maybe he'll get it. If not, maybe I'll knit them. There's a few sock patterns that I've bought recently that I really would like to knit because I think they're very pretty.
That's real. You don't knit socks.
I know, but I still buy the patterns because I love them. So yeah, love this thing. And then, just today in the mail, I got, this is really random, but I'll still include it. I got a couple of wool washes. So I got Rapture by Kristen Omdahl, which I've never heard of. It was listed with the Eucalyptus, but it's a jasmine. There we go. You have to smell this.
Yeah, I do.
It's beautiful.
Because I do like the smell of jasmine. Oh my goodness, it really does smell flower.
I know. Fresh flowers. Beautiful. So I got that one, which I'm really excited about. And then I also got the Eucalyptus Lavender, which I've tried a sample and I liked it. It doesn't smell as lavendery.
Yeah.
It's nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I got those two on Amazon for super cheap, like $5 each. When I bought like the one unscented one that I have of the Eucalyptus for like $14. So really excited about that. And I think actually, of the things that have arrived, I think that's all of my stash enhancements or acquisitions.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot, but I'm really excited about them. I did order, I have another bag coming from, actually, from Katrina's cousin, from Cat's Kettle, or the Yarn 30 podcast. I don't know if I've said the Yarn 30 podcast, so I'm sorry if I haven't, but that's the one I've been watching. I ordered a bag because it's really cool. She does them where, and I'll show it when I get it, so hopefully like next podcast, because it's already in the mail. Like you put your arm through it, it doesn't actually close, and she did a custom one for me that I'm super excited to show you guys, so hopefully next week you'll see that. Other than that, I guess we'll go into some like general talk. So I'll talk to you guys a little bit about Hawaii. I was gonna vlog it. I filmed not a lot, but I did film some, and then I deleted it like an idiot. I was going to upload the stuff for the podcast onto my computer, and I thought I downloaded it all. I hadn't, so I deleted all the footage I had. I had a part where my mom was cussing because she didn't want me to use it, and I was going to use it because it was so funny. It was when we were getting ready to leave to the airport, but the trip was really good. It was long. Towards the end, I was really ready to come home, but I loved it. It was beautiful. I don't regret going. I am very, very honored and grateful that I was given the opportunity to go. We went on Thursday, the 15th, I think, and it was literally a travel day. We left the house at like 4 a.m., right? I think it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. My flight was at 6, and we flew out of Phoenix. It took forever to get to the airport because there's like multiple crime things going on in the middle of the night. Who would have known?
Oh, yeah.
It was awful. But we made our flight on time.
The exit we were wanting to take
was closed because of the crime or explosion or something. I don't remember. But
on a big chunk.
Yeah. So we had to go a different route, whatever. But we still made it to our gate on time. We flew to Seattle, which was like a 2.5, 3 hour flight. I fell in love with Seattle. That's definitely somewhere I would move in an instant. I didn't even see the city of it, but I loved it. I thought it was so pretty. And I've always wanted to live somewhere colder. I've always wanted to live somewhere with rain because I love the rain. I'm one of those people who wants to go out when it's raining. Not, I don't get depressed by the rain. I don't get saddened by the rain. I'm always down for some rain. So we landed there. Our next flight took off like an hour later. We ran to grab some food, grab some water, and we flew out. I think the flight to Hawaii was about 6 hours. So stupid to me that the flights went how they did because we went way north and then way across, where the flight from here straight to Honolulu would have been 7 hours. It was a total of like 9 hours of just flying time. Stupid, whatever. But So we did that, and then we got there. It was a shit show. I'll say that. To get to the or from the airport to our hotel, it was communicated that it was going to be a lot easier than it was. So that's kind of unfortunate, but it was cool. We sat on a bus, took our ride, got there. And then we went that evening to eat poke, which is like my favorite. And if you haven't had poke, it's kind of like a deconstructed sushi roll. So it's a bed of hot rice with sushi grade raw fish. So like mine had salmon, I think. But I've had it with like yellowtail and tuna and other stuff. So they put it on the bowl and they put like different toppings and they make like this poke sauce, which is basically like a zhuzhed up, slightly spicy, but not really soy sauce. It's a Hawaiian original, I believe, and it's getting bigger and bigger in the U.S. now. But I've like fallen in love with it prior. So we went and had some there.
It's your big craze right now.
I love it. It's so good and it's not bad for you. So like there's no like negative about it. So we went and had that, and then we went back to our hotel, and in the atrium of our hotel, we stayed at the Hyatt Grand Regency, which is beautiful. They had like a farmer's market, and so my mom and I went and we bought, what did we buy? We bought tapioca, I think some fruit. It was so good. I love tapioca, and their tapioca was made with coconut milk. It was so good. Yeah, it was super good. And then we went back up to the room, 5:30 p.m. I fell asleep. I was dead asleep, which was like 8:30 our time here. I was so tired. It was a long day. My mom stayed up. She went and did some shopping and Lord knows what else. Actually, we did do more shopping than... We went and bought some sandals, and I bought him some, which he's actually wearing.
Yes.
Random. They're Hawaii exclusive. They're cute.
Yeah.
They're very comfortable. Mm-hmm. His are made out of a beer koozie material. The bottoms, which I thought was cool. So we went there and we did that, and then we went back to the room. That's when we went shopping. We went to the farmer's market, we went back to the room. I fell asleep. My mom went back out. She went to like the ABC store, which is like huge in Hawaii. There's one like everywhere. Multiple in our hotel. I think there were 3 in our hotel. And it's like
that part.
Yeah, it's like a souvenir / Circle K store, or like a convenience store. So it was really cool. So she went there, and I fell asleep, and then the next morning I woke up at like 3. My mom was up at like 5 because our clocks weren't adjusted. And we hung out. We didn't do too much the first couple of days. We like explored a little bit around where we were. Everywhere we went to eat, we like were in Waikiki, and like I was using Yelp as much as I could to eat like locally because I didn't want to eat a bunch of chain stuff or a bunch of like tourist trap places. It wasn't what I was looking for. But so we were there. Monday evening, we went to a luau, which was really cool. It was put on by my work, and we went all the way up to the North Shore, which was like an hour and 45-minute drive in a big bus, to the other side of the island, and it was amazing. It was at the Polynesian Cultural Center, and they had really good food, and they had like a little show, and then we went to like a big arena, and like some like upper leadership for the company I work for, they spoke. And then they did like a show, like the big Breath of Life show, I think is what it's called. Like you can pay to go see it usually, but we got to see it for free. That was amazing. It was a very, very interesting cultural experience to see the dance and the fire, and just everything was really cool. So we did that, and then we left there, and then on Wednesday morning, super early, we flew to Kauai, which is like a 35-minute flight from Honolulu. And we flew up there, and it was beautiful. It was so remote. It was so rural. It was so country. It was very like calm, not pretentious, which I loved. And we went inner tubing down some sugarcane canals, which was a once-in-a-lifetime bucket list experience. If you get the chance to do it, please do it. It's worth the money. It wasn't that expensive. I think it was either like $60 or $120 each. I can't remember which one. But you go on a really cool like off-roading trip up into like this like mountain area, the backcountry of Kauai, and you get on these tubes and you go through these like sugarcane canals, and they're like these like ditches, and there's like little flumes, and you go through these tunnels, and you have like a headlamp on, and it was just so beautiful and so neat to experience. It was like a 3-hour adventure, I think, 2 or 3 hour adventure, and it was so fun. And yeah, those were like the big highlights of our trip. We enjoyed it like crazy. We had a lot of fun. I was ready to come home. I didn't do nearly as much as I kind of now, looking back, wish I would have done, but I'm saving a lot of that, like the energy and the money and everything for Tokyo, which is in just over a month, which is crazy as hell to think about that I'm going to be in Tokyo in like a month. I'm super excited. I can't even. But, so we're going to go, my mom and I are going together, which will be cool. But we got back, and since then, it's just been crazy. Like, I spent last week trying to get used to being back and trying to get used to the time, which is so funny because it's only a 3-hour difference, but you'd be surprised how big of a change it was for me and how hard it was to get back to the normal schedule. I was going to bed way later than I usually do and was, like, waking up exhausted and come home, want to go back to sleep. It was just a pain.
I think now it's also kind of helped that your schedule changed at work. Cause going an hour later, so.
Yeah, and hopefully my sleep will realign itself a little bit better, too, with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Friday morning, one of my best friends, Sabrina, she had her first of 2 weddings. She had a church wedding, and I did her makeup for that, and I left work early, and I went and did that, and then it was beautiful. I didn't go to the actual ceremony. I just did the makeup for it, but it was she looked gorgeous, and I saw pictures afterwards, and it looked beautiful. And then my other best friend, Victoria, came up on Saturday, and her and I went to the movies, and we hung out. And then Sunday morning, Noah and I took the drive across to a different town in our little area.
Still in the Phoenix metro area.
Yeah, but it's like a 45-minute drive to Gilbert for Sabrina's actual wedding. And unfortunately, it was raining all day. Hard rain.
No, but...
Well, I'm not done.
Okay.
I'm not done. And I did her makeup, and then we went out and, like, went and ate. I went to Z Gallery and bought some skull things, which are gorgeous. And eventually, I'd love to put in, like, the backdrop of this, but we'll see. And then we went back, and right when... So, like, it was raining, and they ended up postponing the wedding by, like, 40 minutes. And then right when... Like, when the bridesmaids and the groomsmen and stuff were coming out, it was still sprinkling a little bit, drizzling. And the moment Sabrina came out, the sun came out.
Mm-hmm.
It was, like, crazy. Like, all of a sudden, this, like, beautiful ray of sunshine came through. She walked. She did not get wet.
The only sucky part was that it was, like, right here in your face. And you sit in the
I
train.
didn't have my sunglasses. Like, that was annoying. Yeah. But
it was perfect timing.
She looked beautiful. The wedding was beautiful. I cried like a little baby because I always do. I hate weddings and I love weddings at the same time. It's crazy. But that was really, really cool. And now life's getting back to normal. Well, no, it isn't. Because tomorrow Amy comes, which we're super excited to have Amy. Mm-hmm. She's here for almost a week. And then I have a weekend off. And then it's my birthday, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so I have like all of next working week, and then it's a weekend, and then I work Monday, and then I'm off Tuesday for my birthday. Memes. She's making memes, and I wish I could show you, but she's like making dreamies. So yeah, it's a crazy month, but I love it. October's always my favorite month of the year. It's not even that. It's the weather. I love fall. I love that here it's not over 100 degrees. It's not over 90 degrees for the month.
And it's not that cold either.
No, you can enjoy the outdoors and everything. So super excited about that. But I'm going to stop this so I can actually have like a good length of time because I'm almost up on my 30 minutes. But I want to discuss with you guys some exciting news. So hold on a second. So, Annie's making an appearance now. We are almost at 100 subscribers. The last time I checked, which was a couple days ago, I think we were at like 75, and I was like, what the hell? How did this happen? I did not expect to get to 100, not expect to get past 10 subscribers. I expected my mom to be my only subscriber. I'm just blown away at like the love I'm getting, and like on Instagram I'm getting a lot more love, which is weird to me. I got my like highest amount of likes thus far on the picture I posted of these little babies.
But it's fair because they're cute.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. But 100 subscriber giveaway. Know that it's coming. Know that I'm starting to plan it. Know that I'm trying to figure out what kind of prizes I'm gonna do. may dye a skein of yarn for you. I don't know yet. We'll see. But I did want to put that out there. I just want to say thank you to all of you for everything that you guys are doing for me, and just the community that I'm being like slowly introduced to and becoming a part of. I adore. It's so cool to like be in a place where hate comments aren't the norm, where you can be dorky and unprofessional and not have everything perfect and not have, you know, studio lighting on you and still be like respected for what you're doing, and you know,
be you.
Exactly. And you know, eventually, like I've said before, I would like to get more into making fiber arts a career, possibly. I love dyeing yarn. We all know that. I've talked about it enough now. So I think that like seeing the community and how open and like welcoming it is just so helpful in this. So yeah, I want to say thank you as much as I can, and why not do a giveaway? Again, stay tuned. Once we hit 100, I'll start like legit planning it and figuring it out. But that is something that I did want to bring to everyone's attention. And with the knit along, let me know if you guys are interested. If you're not, that's fine too. I'm still gonna knit the thing. I'm still really excited about it, but it would be really cool to have like a community going with it. And hopefully I can get this uploaded either tonight or tomorrow, so you'll still have a couple of days to buy your pattern and figure your life out if you haven't already, which I'm sure anyone who's planning on doing it already has everything figured out. But yeah, I can't think of anything else. I don't want to ramble too much. I have enough to edit out as it is. But thank you guys so much for watching. Anyone who's been here through the whole thing, I definitely appreciate it. I'm sure he does too.
I do. Thank you.
He hasn't talked too much this episode, but I had a lot to catch you guys up on.
He's been busy with it.
I've been very busy. So, with that, I will say adieu. Thank you guys for watching again. And until next time, keep knitting.
Mostly it's Caribbean.